Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
Cops brutally attacked woman 1 week after she testified against an officer. Lawsuit. A woman has filed a lawsuit claiming she was brutally attacked by multiple police officers just days after she testified against one of their fellow officers in court. By Rachel Blevins, March 4, 2018. Fort Lauderdale, Florida. In a newly filed lawsuit, a woman is alleging that she was targeted and physically attacked by a local police officer just days after she testified against one of the officer's colleagues in court. Police initially received an anonymous call about a suspect who left a restaurant without paying her bill of $63.57. Officers arrived and arrested Jessica Mooney, 24, on charges of petty theft and child endangerment. However, the Miami New Times reported that Mooney had a copy of the receipt showing that she had paid the bill, and the evidence is now included in her lawsuit against the department. After Mooney was taken to the station, she began questioning officers as to why she was arrested and accusing them of making a false arrest. She eventually asked Sheriff's Deputy Amanda Moreno for her name and badge number, and multiple officers responded by grabbing her, throwing her to the ground, and then kicking and punching her several times. While the officers claimed that Mooney yelled obscenities at them and attempted to hit Moreno, criminal defense attorney Scott Hecker argued that after watching the surveillance footage, it is clear that Mooney did not attempt to hit Moreno, and the multiple deputies who took Mooney to the ground and piled on top of her, used excessive force. The incident left Mooney with a swollen and bruised face, a gash over her eye and gruesome bruises all over her arms, legs, and torso. She was then forced to spend 2 days in the Broward County Jail before she was taken to Broward Health Medical Center's emergency room for treatment for the injuries she received as a result of the beating. Unsurprisingly, the department reviewed the surveillance and determined that none of its officers were at fault. While the investigation is now closed, which should result in the surveillance video being released as public record, Local 10 News reported that the state attorney's office is refusing to release the video by citing a recent legal decision from Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi's office that basically opines that government surveillance video footage isn't public record because its release could compromise government security systems. The charges against Mooney were dropped after it was determined that she did, in fact, pay her bill at the restaurant. However, the timing of the anonymous phone call alleging a false crime committed by Mooney is notable because it happened just 8 days after she testified against an officer from the Fort Lauderdale Police Department in court. Mooney said she was waiting at a bus terminal with her fiancé when they witnessed a police officer aggressively confronting a homeless man, and her fiancé began filming the encounter. Bruce LeClaire was attempting to enter the terminal's restroom when he was accosted by Officer Victor Ramirez. Ramirez can be seen grabbing LeClaire's arm, and when LeClaire tried to shake him off, the officer shoved the homeless man to the ground, and after exchanging words, Ramirez slapped LeClaire across the face. However, Ramirez conveniently did not include that detail in his arrest report. The video went viral and resulted in protests in Fort Lauderdale. However, despite the evidence and the fact that Ramirez's record included nearly 40 incidents, a majority of which involve physical use of force, as well as a few taser incidents, according to a report from the Broward Palm Beach New Times, Ramirez was found not guilty. Jessica Mooney said she chose to testify against Ramirez because she believed it was the right thing to do. No matter the amount of money she receives in damages if her lawsuit is successful, she still has to live with the physical injuries she received from her encounter with Moreno, along with the knowledge that she has encountered multiple police officers who have used excessive force and faced no accountability for their actions.
She was a key witness in one of the most notorious excessive force cases against police in recent South Florida history.
But just days after testifying against a police officer, Jessica Mooney was arrested herself and was herself badly beaten by law enforcement officers.
And now she tells her story for the very first time to Local 10 investigator Bob Norman in a report you'll see only on Local 10.
A homeless man pushed down, then slapped by a Fort Lauderdale police officer.
Get up.
It was a video seen round the world, and it led to a highly publicized trial.
He showed aggression towards me.
For Officer Victor Ramirez.
All I did was try and help somebody.
24-year-old Jessica Mooney was there. Her boyfriend shot the video, and she testified at that trial.
I testified because it was the right thing to do, because the cop was wrong.
Not guilty.
But just 8 days after the officer's acquittal in March, she happened after Fort Lauderdale police arrested her for allegedly failing to pay a restaurant bill while she walked home with her 5-month-old baby. Mooney's attorney, Scott Hecker.
The allegation was that she handed her child to a stranger, hold the child. Eventually she was arrested for neglect and petty theft.
The theft charge was dropped when it was determined she'd in fact paid the bill. A misdemeanor neglect charge remains pending. Mooney admits she had been drinking that night, and police report she was unruly. During fingerprinting at the jail, deputies alleged Mooney was yelling profanities. She claims a deputy named Amanda Marino was verbally abusing her.
I asked her for her badge number or her name. Her hair was covering it.
She said she moved the deputy's hair.
One finger. She smashed my face on the fingerprinting thing.
That's when 3 or 4 more deputies jumped in, but her memory is hazy.
I don't know whether I lost consciousness or if my body just went into shock. I believe I had a footprint on my rib cage. Cuts everywhere inside my mouth from just being brutalized. I just never want to see anything like this happen again. Like, can we stop for 1 second?
Sure. Marino and other deputies told prosecutors that Mooney, quote, violently pulled Marino's hair, forcing them to free the deputy from a grip. There is surveillance video of the incident, but officials are refusing to release it, citing a recent legal opinion from the Office of Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi, who says the release of such video compromises government security.
You see her hand go up to the front and go like this.
Attorney Hecker was able to view the video and says it contradicts the deputy's story.
And it's not a fist and it's not a grabbing motion as the deputies say, it's moving away.
Mooney said it was only after she was assaulted that she grabbed the deputy's hair in self-defense. The surveillance video doesn't show what happened once she went to the ground.
Everybody on top of her, she's underneath these people. You see arms move.
Once Deputy Marino was extricated, she went back towards Mooney.
It appears as though she's getting ready to kick the defendant, and as she lifts her leg, she falls.
The deputy falls.
The deputy falls on her rear end.
The state attorney's office, citing a lack of evidence, chose not to file charges against any of the deputies in the case. But Mooney has obtained a civil attorney.
It never should have happened. The only people who were violent in this case were the BSO detention deputies.
In Fort Lauderdale, Bob Norman, Local 10 News.
While Mooney suspects that the incident may have been retribution for testifying in the police case, Bob tells us he found no evidence that shows that to be the case. BSO refused comment, saying the incident remains under internal investigation.
Sir? Oh. Relax. I'm telling you right now what's going to happen. I'm telling you right now what's going to happen. I'm escorting you out right now. You're not going to go pee. You're not supposed to be here, okay? So get up. I'll push you to the ground and I'll pick you up and somebody's trying to fight me. That's what's going to happen. You're trying to fight me. Okay, I'm just telling you right now. Get up. I'm not, get up. Get up.
Whoa.
I'm not fucking around with you. Don't fucking touch me. Don't fucking touch me.
Hey, y'all record that shit.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
Never touch.
Put your hands behind your back.
Never touch.
Just slap it.
I know, just take it off now. Seriously.
You don't watch it.
I know that. Be real. Get up. Get up.
Damn, this shit's messy.
Oh no.
Yeah, I have like one napkin.
I tell you to leave, you need to leave. You can't be here. You can't be here. I'm trying to support you out of the property. I'm not arguing with you. You're not understanding me. We're not going to sit here and argue back and forth. I tell you what to do, you're going to do it. It's just that simple. When you're telling me to go fuck you, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? Please. No. Are you going to jail? I didn't even want to take you to jail. I didn't even want to take you to jail, but you want to take me.
What's his name?
Why is it only the 40 people?
I guess that's the only one coming next.
Yeah, on that one, that's going to be a position one. I did the header, and I'm going to have another white male 1015 reference, so trespassing. But no, so you're not listening. You're not listening to me. You didn't listen the first time.
It's got syringes.
What did I tell you to do? I said you need to leave. That wasn't saying you need to go first. I said you need to leave. You need to leave. What was your answer? What was your answer? You referred to where you like. What is it you said? Fuck you, I'll do what I want, right? Okay, well, that's what you're gonna have. There you go.
I got that whole thing.
Oh, you never said that? Oh. Fuck you, I didn't say that. Okay, you did. That's what you said. That's what you said. Then you can say you're not with me.
And we can't ask for his name. That's, what do you call it? Something investigation. Oh no, I got right when he's up. The guy didn't touch. I got it. I know. I got it. I think so, yeah.
Did he really push that man down there and hit him?
Yeah, I got it recorded the whole thing.
County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of your news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Sheriff County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if some, if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave a, let's say, actually, yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But, do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, you know, at least I can do it, you know, 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, you know, if I got, you know, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. You know, 47,000 of you so far right now. You know, $1 a day. I mean, $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.